Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News First 5 at 6. I'm Lisa Light, and we have several major developing stories happening tonight in southern Colorado. A hazardous chemical leak in Monument and a deadly explosion in Pueblo. We have team coverage. David Ordovez is live at the scene of the deadly accident in Pueblo. Rob is leading our team coverage in Monument with the very latest on efforts to contain a hazardous material that was leaking from a rail car. Stephanie Collins with more on the evacuees and the helping hand that area businesses are offering. Plus, John Romero talks to experts on the dangers of this chemical. We begin tonight with Rob and the very latest on the cleanup.
Lisa, good evening. The 48-hour evacuation notice given to some 255 residents in the affected area remains in effect at this hour. Hazmat teams from Texas and Arkansas are on site right now, along with a representative from the EPA. They arrived in town about 2:30 this afternoon, some 14 hours after the first 911 calls went out from dispatchers. Now, the crews at this hour are currently offloading more than 20,000 gallons of toxic hydrochloric acid. Now, crews from another train passing by early this morning spotted the leak and called first responders. After evaluating the situation and the severity of it, the evacuation orders went out. How cooperative were people? Were people hesitant to move? What was the initial reaction, would you say, generally?
Generally, it was very good, very well received. Obviously, people don't want to leave their home. They're upset of what's occurring, and I can completely understand that, but they were very cooperative.
Now, there was only one report of a person suffering any symptoms of exposure. The health department tells us they're all right. It quickly passed. Now, this offloading process, I'm told, could last anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Again, the bottom line right now is that process continues. The 48-hour evacuation notice continues for those evacuated residents, but that could change. It could be sooner to return home, depending how quickly they transfer the hydrochloric acid from one tanker to the other. And once the all clear is given, then the notice will go out to those residents. Of course, stay tuned to News First 5. We'll crawl that information and update it as soon as we know about that. One other quick note, Lisa, we've also been given word that students in the District 38 school district school is open tomorrow, pending any changes. But again, folks need to check the district website and, of course, local media as well. Back to you.
Okay, we continue to update that on Facebook and the web as well. Thanks, Rob. Well, this all started around 1 this morning, so families in the Santa Fe Trails subdivision have been out of their homes for hours now. Schools in Lewis Palmer District 38 canceled classes, but as Rob just said, they will reopen tomorrow. Evacuees are being offered shelter at Grace Best Elementary, where they are watching and waiting to see what happens next. News First 5's Carolyn Carver also live tonight with more. Carolyn?
Lisa, we're live at the Grace Best Elementary School right now. This is where the Red Cross set up their emergency shelter. Now, we're just learning those families, all 11 families in the evacuation center, are being released at this hour. The evacuation orders have not been lifted. Joining us now is JC Marcia with the American Red Cross. So they're being released from the shelter, but evacuation orders have not been lifted. Where are they going?
That is correct. And we were actually able to release these families who did need to seek shelter to a local area hotel. Sheriff's office and, of course, the railway company has been able to help us with those accommodations.
And tell us how important that is for this center and the tremendous amount of work you guys have put in today.
Oh, it is just so fantastic. The Red Cross in general, the Pikes Peak chapter actually covers 18 counties in southeastern Colorado. So we got to play at the Bent County Fire, and now we're here in Monument, and having that kind of support, not just from BNSF and from all the hardworking emergency managers, police, fire, but also from the community. We have had an outpouring of generosity. We have not wanted for anything today, and it's just been wonderful.
And really quickly, how are the families doing? What kind of reaction, what kind of mood are you getting from inside the shelter?
They're doing great. They've been very patient and calm, helping us kind of get through the process of updating information. We were able to release them about 30 minutes ago, and they have just been so gracious and thankful for what the Red Cross has done. Wonderful group of people to work with.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And again, one quick note, an emergency vehicle just did pull up to the evacuation center. It was just an asthma attack. Everybody is okay, and nobody had to be transported to the hospital from the evacuation center. Reporting live in Monument, Carolyn Carver, News First 5.
Thanks, Carolyn. For those 255 families that had to rush from their homes in the wee hours this morning, this has certainly been a stressful day. Thanks to the generosity of area businesses and volunteers, some which we just saw there, the Red Cross, they are all finding refuge in the community. News First 5, Stephanie Collins, keeping up with those that are helping out the evacuees. Steph?
Yeah, Lisa, we're live at Oakley's Bistro, which is in the Sundance Mountain Lodge. And here inside, evacuees and first responders can get a free spaghetti buffet dinner. Some went through a little bit ago, including those Tri-Lakes first responders. Kitchen staff here spent the afternoon preparing the meal. In addition to Oakley's providing free dinner, the Sundance Lodge is also offering a discounted rate tonight.
And that's going to be a $59 rate, which is a good substantial discount from our normal rate, just to kind of try to help out with the community and make sure people have a nice place to stay tonight.
Now, they're not the only ones in town helping. This morning at Rosie's Diner, they were busy preparing breakfast burritos to be delivered to evacuees and first responders. They're also serving up free food all day to evacuees that stop by.
They are providing the meal for our entire family today, which is really, really nice.
What could we do to help the community, so to speak, because we knew we had this problem back a few years ago when we had the fires, the Hayman fires. So we were just trying to help out the community any way we could.
And the owner of Rosie's adds that they're prepared to stay open 24 hours or as long as they need to help. And other evacuees we talked to today say they've received calls from friends and community members outside the evacuation zone, just willing to help in any way they can. It really just shows how people are working to help each other. Reporting live in Monument, Stephanie Collins, News First 5.
Certainly great to see. Lots reaching out. Thanks, Steph. What exactly is hydrochloric acid and why is it considered dangerous? News First 5's John Romero digging deeper tonight with answers from experts. John?
Well, Lisa, it's no secret that hydrochloric acid is dangerous, but it's not only from just getting on your skin. Now, hydrochloric acid is simply hydrogen and chlorine that's been dissolved with water. Now, it's typically a byproduct of making plastic and normally used as a heavy-duty rust remover. Now, if it was to come into contact with one's skin, it could cause some very severe burns. As for people in the Monument area, the lingering fumes are something they need to worry about.
In the outdoor setting like the spill that we've seen in Monument, it will probably be a very strong irritant to the nose and lungs and throat and the eyes.
And Dr. Henry says the best thing to do if you're having irritations through fumes is to get some fresh air. Now, in an area like Monument where you may have it all around you, or if you're having some severe problems, it's best you seek medical attention as soon as possible.